honourable member. After this, we have P. Wilson Ji to make his intervention. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you, madam. Sir,
Okay, please let the member speak.
Thank you very much, madam. With over 67,580 route kilometers, Indian Railways is the third largest network in the world.
Let him speak.
Congress government mooted out nationalization.
Please maintain discipline. Let the honourable member speak and let's all listen
Madam,
to
I
him.
should have the full 6 minutes.
Yes, you will.
Yes. With over 67,580 route kilometers, Indian Railways is the third largest network in the world. Congress government mooted out nationalization of some sectors with a view that the men and women equally have the right to an adequate means of livelihood and that the material resources of the community are so distributed to subserve the common good. This was done so that the economic system does not result in the concentration of wealth and means of production to the common detriment. This was in furtherance to achieve the directive principles of state policy. In fact, DMK party also strives for the same. Now, you are promoting few crony capitalists in India and the entire material resources are left at the disposal, including the railways. The centralization of wealth of this nation and natural resources only with them is very dangerous and working against the citizens of this country. Madam, why I said this is, the privatization of trains on some routes, even as the infrastructure like tracks and stations belonging to Indian Railways, would result in an undue burden on the common man in the form of increased ticket fares. Private trains are decided by railways to be operated by private players in 12 clusters on 109 routes by bringing in 150 trains. These routes are prime routes and prime time has been given to private players with the freedom to decide the class of composition, that is 1AC, 2AC and 3AC, the stoppages and even the fares. Railways get a revenue share of 36% out of 2.2 of upper class passengers travelled during 2018-2019. If the private players decide to carry only upper class passengers, then railway will lose its revenue to a great extent. ICF, everyone knows, has manufactured train sets which meets all qualifications and is successful running in 2 routes as Vande Bharat for last 2 years, which is costing 97 crores. If this is purchased from the Western countries, it would cost more than 200 crores. The railways are building dedicated freight corridors by taking loan from World Bank and Asian Development Bank. In the recent budget, the Honourable Finance Minister has announced about monetizing these corridors, which will result in private players running freight trains and would make huge profit. If these routes are put into use, 52% railway freight share will be handled by the private players. Already, 2 train services between New Delhi to Lucknow and Mumbai to Ahmedabad are privatized through IRCTC. While railways were running New Delhi-Lucknow Tejas Express, the fare for New Delhi-Lucknow in AC chair car was only rupees 1,165 and in the executive chair car it was 1,855. Whereas after privatization and run by IRCTC, the AC chair fare is rupees 1,755, which means 600 rupees excess, and the executive chair car fare is increased to 2,450, which means 595 rupees excess. Also, 152 different concessions which are allowed by railways are not allowed by IRCTC. Now, during the height of COVID-19 pandemic, the Indian Railways invited expression of interest from multinational privates and subsequently released tenders to finalize running of 224 express trains in 109 routes, that is from 11 corridors, and intended to introduce private express train in busy trunk routes from 2023
minutes.
onwards.
You have 2
Yes.
minutes.
Already, railways have made plans to privatize 3 loco wagon manufacturing production units like Modern Coach Factory, Raebareli, RCF, ICF, Perambur. Railways intend to privatize 5,500 kilometers of railway track this year. When the assets of railways, such as train services, loco maintenance activities are privatized, Indian Railways will lose income. Although the minister claims that the Indian Railways will not be privatized, when the activities of the railways are privatized, the income of Indian Railways will deplete, resulting in financial crisis for Indian Railways, which eventually will become like Air India and Indian Airlines. Catering activities were privatized nearly 2 to 3 decades back, yet there are complaints from passengers regarding catering services. So privatization doesn't mean improvement in services or efficiency.
Honorable member, you'll have to wind up.
Yes. The budget, however, does not offer much scope to expand the railway network in the the state of Tamil Nadu. The total allocation of the budget for infrastructure and safety for 2021 and 22 in Tamil Nadu is only 2,972 crores, is just to keep the projects alive. In fact, if the amount that has been sanctioned by way of grant is utilized in Tamil Nadu, all the projects will take about 15 to 20 years to be completed. Therefore, I would request that ample amount may be granted, grants may be sanctioned for the projects in Tamil Nadu. Greatly.
Thank you. Now we have Dr. Banda Prakash ji. You have 6 minutes.